Team of the season has finally been announced for FIFA 17. It is going to be coming on May 12th. Now, the reason this video is a little bit longer is actually because I'm going to be going through a few last-minute investment opportunities for you guys. It's not just an announcement video. Everybody knows you can go on Twitter, but maybe some of you guys missed it. So I did want to make sure you guys see that it is announced for May 12th and some of the things that are coming, but we can also talk about some of these specifics. So I'm definitely going to go through some of the players in my club that I would recommend to get, but first, let's just go over a quick overview once again of what is happening here. So one key thing here is that we see it says the 24th team of the season player. A fan favorite from last year returns. A 24th team of the season player will be available exclusively as a Foot Champions daily qualifier tournament reward on Xbox One, PlayStation, PC. So all the platforms. Now what this means, guys, is that if you remember the team of the season Huth from last year, it's basically back. You're going to have to win an entire tournament, but you will get a free team of the season card. Now, the very key thing here is that exclusive does mean exclusive. The 24th player will not be available in packs, SBCs, or in the transfer market. And here it is. This is what I'm looking at. The extra player will be available for select leagues only, starting each Monday of the team of the season. See how they said select leagues only, not just one league. It sounds like we're not just getting our, an EPO one. We're actually going to get them for probably every league, or at least multiple leagues, which is great to hear. But the select thing to take out of that is you're probably going to need a team that is from each league to get that league player. So what I would assume is for, I don't know if they would actually have it. Maybe they already have one of the requirements. Let's go to Foot Champions here. And we can look at the tournament trees. I'm not sure if they would have updated this because they only just announced team of the season. But if we check the schedule, let's see. Daily knockout, it would probably be maybe this one. Let me see. No reward, no nothing. No, it looks like they don't have it yet. I'm sure they're going to update it. But what I would assume is going to happen is for the Premier League one, you're going to need a full Premier League team to get that Premier League player. So you're going to have to win the whole thing with the Premier League team. Then for a Bundesliga player, you're going to have to win the whole thing with the Bundesliga team. So some of those really important players to win that type of tournament are going to be insanely inflated. People are going to be buying those Martials to make sure they win that Premier League player. They're going to be buying the, someone like, I don't know, an informed Timo Werner, something like that, informed Chicharito. Some of those players are probably going to go up in price. So if you're thinking you want those players, make sure you get them now before they do go up in price. But regardless, just make sure you have a team covered. For instance, you don't need the craziest players. You just need to make sure that you at least have a decent team. So if we check like the Prem right now, right, we've got some decent players in here. I'm sure like someone like Kyle Walker will probably end up going up. We've got him in the club. We've got our buys and whatnot. And if they do require those things, we could easily see those guys going up. Now, I just want to check, has it affected the market already? A lot of people probably aren't necessarily thinking of this yet. Kyle Walker, for instance, nah, he hasn't gone up yet. He's about the same price. So you could see him going up. Also, if he does get a team of the season, that means that this card will be out of packs. So you'll need this card regardless. People will be trying to buy those guys on the market, but since there's not a new supply, someone like Kyle Walker will be going for more because he's not going to be in packs at all. Now, that's not the only thing. Another thing to look at here, which is something that I'm excited about, this is probably the thing I'm most excited about, is the Team of the Season Bonus Reward SBC. Now, it's very similar to what we had for, I can't remember what it was. Was it the St. Patrick's? Yes, it was the St. Patrick's one, where we had the 8 days of SBCs, and at the end you would get the reward. This is very similar, but the last reward is what's special here. So the first one, complete 2 of the daily ones, you get a mega pack. Complete 3, you get a prime gold players pack, so 45k pack. Complete 4 of them, a 50k pack. 5 of them, jumbo rare player pack, 100k pack. And 6 of them, this is amazing by EA. You get the 125k pack, but it also includes a guaranteed team of the season player. All of the tiers before that are just the packs. You don't get a guarantee. This one, you're guaranteed a team of the season player, and you also could get more in that pack. So that is absolutely huge. So for that, we have no idea what the daily SBCs could be. They could be very similar to what we saw with the the St. Patrick's. I keep forgetting what it was. The St. Patrick's SBCs. Now, for that, you just needed a wide range of players. You could use some bronzes, you could use some silvers, you could use some golds. Now, something that I would look at is making sure that you have a lot of players that have strong links to each other. So, for instance, if you're going to have, you know, a bunch of English players that can all link to each other from different leagues. So it's good to just have, well, let's just go ahead and check. I mean, obviously, you guys get what I'm saying, but I'll just give you guys a little bit more of a visual here. So we have all these players here across many different leagues. We've got MLS there. We've got the Championship. We've got the Prem, of course. We've even got Serie A with Morrison. He's not there anymore. But we've got tons of these players here. And then even here, we're going down into some of the lower leagues. Not quite yet. More so with the bronze players. Still no English. Here we go. We have English League 1. We've got English League 1 here. So all these players can be linked together in the squads, which is great for chemistry, because a lot of those times, it's not so much about the rating, it's not so much about the players, it's about getting the chemistry down. And if you don't have these types of players, it's going to be very tough. So same thing goes for something like Italy. It would be good to get some Calcio B Italian players, some Italian players from different leagues and whatnot. So I just cover some of those bases. You don't want to get stuck needing chemistry, and then if those players get super inflated, that'll be a problem. Now, I would not be surprised, guys, if there is another thing that happens. I really do think that there's a possibility of not only just the Team of the Season guaranteed pack, but a Team of the Season card that you can only get from SBCs. I feel like that's something they could be, you know, not necessarily announcing here, but it's going to surprise people and everybody's going to want to do it. Or at the very least, there could be like specific players, right? Maybe it's not only from the SBC, but you could get the untradeable version of a Kyle Walker. You know, you have the option of 3 different players, kind of like where we had with Foot Birthday, kind of like where we had with Foot Miss. You get those players, and you have the option, maybe you want to pick one. Or they add, like I said, an extra player entirely just for those people that want to complete it in the SBC. So overall, for something like that, you're going to need some high-rated players. I've already done a little bit of my Team of the Season investments, but for some of those of you that are new to this, that, you know, didn't watch the previous video, that want a few key ideas, in my opinion, I'll go ahead and go through some of these players. So some of the key things that I think can happen is you need all sorts of special cards. I think this could finally be the time where they make use of all sorts of special cards that have been released throughout the year, and you need them for SBCs. So someone like, you know, the Man of the Matches, the Movembers, the Informs, obviously. I forget what type of card this is, but it's like a different type of Man of the Match, maybe even Foot Birthday, and especially, yes, St. Patrick's Day cards there. We can see maybe even a Frozen card from Team of the Tournament, I believe, or Team of the Group Stages as well. They have the Frozen cards. I think they'll be making use of some of these cards. Maybe that's not going to happen, but I definitely think it wouldn't be a bad idea to pick up someone that's decently high rated, that has, you know, a special card. Someone like this guy. If we check his price, I mean, look at how cheap he is. Maybe he's not the best option. Always a safe bet is just to go with the informed players. So, you know, someone like Bas Dost here. I picked him up for a very cheap price, 14k. Wouldn't be surprised if he's going for much more now. Looks like he is going for, I would guess, about 25k, at least 20k. So we've already made money regardless. If not, you know, if I don't sell him, I mean, I could always just use him in the SBC. You're almost guaranteed to require an Inform or 2 at some point, and with the 86 rating, he will be amazing to use, and when he's inflated, it'll just be great to have him in the club. So that's someone I would definitely look at, someone like Bas Dost there, like I showed you, some of those other 86 you saw on the page, and of course, you know, it's always a good idea just to pick up regular high-rated golds, especially if they do the league-specific SBC. So for the Prem, Team of the Season player, if that happens, or for the guaranteed pack, you might possibly need the specific league for that week. You know, I never know how that's going to work out. That's a good guess in my opinion. I could definitely see them doing that. So someone like Courtois is a little expensive, I'd say, but Payet is a great option. Company is probably a great option as well. For someone like, you know, Serie A, you've got the Buffon, the downgraded Higuain, or not downgraded, the pre-upgraded Higuain. You've got Barzagli, players like that. And then we saw, I believe, Mats Hummels there for the Bundesliga. We've also got Javi Martinez, Alderweireld, Toprak. You know, some of those guys that are high rated, just to make sure you have a buffer because it could easily be something like an 84 rated squad. So if you got some of the higher guys, then you can also use some of the lower rated players, balance it out, just good to cover all the bases. And regardless of covering the bases for the SBCs, it's very likely that you will need those types of players for, like I said, the daily knockout tournaments to get the guaranteed reward, because that's something we know is happening. Regardless of whatever happens elsewhere, we know we're getting team of the season players from the daily knockout tournaments. That is going to happen, it's guaranteed, and it's likely you'll need a specific team to do that. If not, well, you're probably not going to lose out on any money, because I'm sure these players will be used for something else. Like I said, different SBCs that happen, the daily SBCs, or possible team of the season SBCs. So that is what we have going on, guys. Let me see if there is anything else that I wanted to cover. Yes, here is the last thing I wanted to talk about. At the last section, it says Team of the Season Upgrade SBCs. Upgrade your squad using the special Team of the Season SBCs, featuring tradable and untradeable guaranteed 84 rated Team of the Week SBC packs. Now, the key thing about that is, well, obviously any Team of the Week, that's exciting. But if we check right now, if I'm not mistaken, we should just have, yeah, we have right here, untradeable. That's the only thing we have right now. 84 rated untradeable. We are going to be getting featuring, it says there, featuring tradable and untradeable guaranteed 84 rated Team of the Week packs from any Team of the Week. So everybody, once the tradable one comes out, guys, people are going to be hyping that. You could possibly get a huge player that you can actually then sell on for a profit. So that is going to have insane hype behind it. And of course, what we can assume, guys, what are you going to need? High-rated informs to trade in for that. You can cycle through that. You can use these untradables, turn them into that, or you can buy up those informs off the market, so they'll be inflating. So that is a key thing. Pick up some of those high-rated informs while they're cheap. That is just the huge piece of advice that I can give you. Like, there's nothing better than that. High-rated informs that you can get for a cheap price. They're gonna go up in price. It's almost guaranteed. The last thing here, though, is that it says 82 rated player SBC, so we have that right here. And the last thing, league specific upgrade SBCs. So what we can remember from that is, I think we had the Premier League, Calcio A or Serie A, Bundesliga, Liga Santander, and Ligue 1, where we had, you trade in the squad of those players from that specific league, and then you get a pack in return that is guaranteed to give you players from that league back. Now, the interesting thing is now that a lot of the players that could be getting Team of the Seasons will be uncommon cards, which means that those uncommon cards can then be packed as Team of the Season cards, even though you don't have many rare players in the pack. You don't need the rare players in the pack, you just need to make sure that you have that common range covered, which could end up getting a Team of the Season. I know that's a little bit confusing, but essentially is that you don't need to be, you know, a jumbo rare player pack with all rare gold players to get at the Team of the Season. Those rare cards are still considered common when they turn into Team of the Season item. So those packs are going to be very, very useful, and people might catch on to that. So definitely make sure you have some of the players from each league covered. But that is overall pretty much it. Some announcements there to go over, some of my tips that I have for Team of the Season coming up. I hope it does help you out. Definitely make sure you invest in some of those high-rated informs. That's my #1 piece of advice. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed. If you're hyped for SBC, what? If you're hyped for Team of the Season, or Team of the Season SBCs, I should say. And of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Plenty of tutorials to come in the future, and plenty of advice for these SBCs when they do come out, and pack openings from it, of course. And last but not least, follow me on Twitter at NoahYT5. It's the same as the channel name. It'll be in the description and the outro screen. And I will keep you guys updated on some of the Team of the Season stuff live. You guys can tweet me, ask me questions, tweet me your packs. I love to check those out and see what you guys get. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you later. Peace.